By online auction. My name is Tony Lombardi, director and auctioneer. Throughout the crowd, you will see some of my colleagues, the listing agent, Paul Rametta, and members of our award-winning sales team. Ladies and gentlemen, they're here to assist you with any questions that you may have in regards to the property, the documentation, and of course, and most importantly, to assist you with the bidding. Contracts have been on display. Sure that many of you have taken your time to familiarise yourself with them. Particulars of sale as per the contract prepared by the vendor's legal representative. But I want to quickly touch base on the rules and regulations that are going to assist you in bidding and buying this fantastic property here today. The auction will be conducted in accordance with any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids offers on a property after the property's been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserved price. As the auctioneer will indicate bidders on request. Law prohibits false bids, prohibits payment disruptions by bidders, and prohibits bidders from attempting to prevent others from bidding and provides fines for this conduct. The rules permit vendor bids. The words I've used during the auction and indicate to make on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid. By law, only I as the auctioneer can make a vendor bid. Buyers, I'm here to sell if you're here to buy. Please raise your hand, call your bid out in a nice, clear voice. Use the assistance of one of my colleagues. I wish all the very best with your bidding. With either vendor selecting Harcourts Rata & Co. to sell their property. Buyers. Question of you, where do we see a fair and reasonable place to start the bidding? Let's go shopping. What's it worth, buyers? Where do we see an opening bid? Any bids are good bid? Where do we see a start? What's it worth? Where do we see that start? Happy to start wherever you like.
500, Tony.
500. At 500, the bid. At 500, the bid, and we're off and running, ladies and gentlemen. We take 20 to rise from here. 500 I've got. At 500, the bid. At 500, the bid now. First call at 500. 510. At 510 here. At 510, the bid. 510, the bid. We say 20. 10 the bid, 20 the call. Bids here at 10. At 510,000. At 510, the bid, first call. At 510, the bid, second call. At 510, the bid, third and final call.
525.
525. At 525, the bid. At 525, the bid now. At 525, the bid. Where do we see in advance? At 525, I've got first call. At 525, 530. At 530, the bid. At 530, the bid. 540, the bid. At 530 here, 540, the call, I should say. 530, I've got first call. At 530, the bid. I have now first call at 530.
535.
535, work with you. At 535, the bid. 535, the bid. 540 to get yourself on top bids here. At 535, the bid, first call. At 535, the bid, second call.
550.
At 550, bang, bang. 550, the bid. Just some instructions, Paul. 550, the bid. We're on the market. We sell. We're on the market and we are selling. At 550, the bid, and we sell. 555, the bid. At 555. 555 is the bid.
560.
60, good bidding, sir. 60, the bid means business. 60, I've got here. At 560, the bid, we sell. At 560 now, first call. At 560 now, second call. At 570. 70, the bid, make it 80, sir. 70, I've got. 80 now, good bidding, sir. At 80, I've got. At 80, the bid. At 80, the bid, do we say 90 here? 85. 85 now, 90 the call. 85 the bid, 90. 90 here. At 90, round me off at 6 even. At 90 the bid, first call. At 90 the bid, second call. At 90 the bid. 92, work with you. At 92 the bid, now do we say 6 even, sir? 92 the bid. At 92 I've got. First call at 92. Second call at 92. At 595. 595 the bid first. At 595 the bid second. 196. 96 now. At 596 we sell. 596 the bid and selling. First call. Second call.
600.
600 even. Bang, bang, there it is. At 6 the bid now. At 6 the bid we see 10. At 6 I've got 605. 605 the bid. 605 now. 605 the bid. All done. All finished. All silent. We sell now at 605. Ooh. Thinking music. Could be enough. Could be enough. Gonna call it 3 times, and I will sell if there's no better bid. First call at 605. Second call at 605. No. Third and final call at $605,000. All done. Finished. Silence. We sell. All done. Paul, just some instructions with your buyer, please, sir. Won't knock it down without your permission. The bid's here at 605. We sell now. Half. 605 the bid and a half. Take another half on top, ma'am, if you like. Half again. 606. At 606 we sell. At 606, gonna call it 3 times. First call, second call, third and final call. At 606, the bid, we sell. 100%, sir. Sure, appreciate your bidding. At 606, we sell now. Selling. You can get excited now, Mel. I can see you're holding it in. Sold! Congratulations! Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great weekend.